You are doing a huge disservice to yourself as a creative, staying in that dead end job that does not inspire you. You're around people that don't motivate you. And today we're going to talk about finding purpose and how that relates to many tropes and many stories in media. My favorite being Fences because it captures what it looks like to do exactly what you're supposed to do and how that can lead you to a life that you hate. So, my name is Anaya Corinne, and I am your bridge to independent thought and self discovery. And today we're talking about Fences. I love the play Fences. Recently, I went back and started listening to podcasts and breakdowns of the different media that our high school teachers taught us about, but we weren't really paying attention. And Fences has been my favorite because it reflects just the deep sorrow and deep silent pain of people who did everything right, like the main character Troy. He, was a so-called family man and I think a narcissist, which is why his lines in the play were so long. Just yapping, yapping, yapping. He has a little sidekick, Bono, I think his best friend that he met in jail a few years back, that kind of admires him for how tough and how brave he is. It's like he has it all together. He has the family. He has his second wife Rose. He has his eldest son who doesn't live with him, 34 years old. Can't remember his name. He has Rose's son. I think he's in his teens. I think he's 17. And yeah, it's like he works hard as a trash man with his friend Bono, and every Friday they get together and they drink and everything's good, but he goes to work, he comes home every day and he's just not satisfied. Either it's with his marriage of 15 years or the quality of his life. He kind of has this baseball past where he was super good in baseball, but he didn't seize that dream. And I think about when someone has a dream and they don't chase it. Like, it really puzzles me because we have this one life that we're living. What is the goal other than to have a dream placed in your mind by whatever, have this huge download and have things that you're drawn to, but to not chase it because of something external? It's almost like brainwashing. You've heard it so many times, whether it's from your family or some type of institution that you're a part of, that you're supposed to be a certain way and act a certain way, look a certain way. Oh my God. And when you don't, the way judgment and criticism crashes down on you, but to allow that to break your soul is being inauthentic to yourself. Now, I know it's not always safe for someone to express themselves authentically, so if you're in a situation like that, keep it cool until you feel like you're in a safe environment. But if all you're receiving is criticism and somebody judging you for the decisions that you're making, it's 100% worth it to go through that, because think about it, if you've gone through a life where you haven't received any judgment, then you're kind of vulnerable. But if you have gone through it, then you know what it feels like and you're like, I can do that again, even if it was hard, even if it hurt. But back to Troy, he had this baseball past and he was really good at it, and he just didn't follow through on his dream. And then his son comes around and he wants to play football in college and he doesn't let him, and he talks down on him and he sabotages his opportunity to be recruited into his college football team. And his son ends up resenting him for that and goes off to the military to, do whatever he wants to do in the military. But that also reminds me of, don't let anybody, including whoever's in your lineage, that sounds very not specific, but I think you get what I mean. Anyone to hold you back from what you really want to accomplish. And I think that kind of trickles down throughout our family tree, that feeling of limitation. And our parents and our grandparents, they did grow up in a different era, where certain things maybe weren't possible for them and certain things were possible, but they impose that onto their kids, but things are different now. It's a whole new set of opportunities with the internet, with how fast you can make a connection and how viral things can go and how quantum leaping is so possible. I think mostly because of the internet that they just don't grasp what it's like to grow up in a society that's so connected. So if you're in that dead end job, I think working on something small every single day to accomplish that dream that is in your mind and your brain and your heart, one thing every single day will get you closer to that, no matter what your circumstance looks like, because according to quantum physics, you attract the vibration that you're at this current moment. So if you put a piece of evidence in every single day that shows you my dream is worthy enough for me to work on it every single day, then that dream will come closer and closer and closer to you the more you focus on it. But if you think, oh, 10 minutes of reading about this topic that I'm really passionate about won't make a difference, then it will never come to you. That belief is going to compound day after day after day, kind of like in an exponential curve. But if you don't do anything here, then you'll never get here. So yeah, Troy eventually cheats on his wife with this lady down the street. Tragic. And then we can look at Rose, and she's like, I've been with you for 15 years, all this for you to just have a baby on me? Gosh. Ooh, can you imagine? But anyways, Rose, her whole thing is she stayed in a relationship because it's like the goal is to get married, have a man, and have kids, no matter what. Even if he kind of like treated her like she wasn't as valuable as she should be treated, she stayed because that overarching ideal of having a family was more important to her than being treated right. And then look at what he done did on her. Oh my God. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And the thing about feeling that peace, that joy that you get from following a certain path, if it's for someone else or it's for some sort of ideal that society has put on you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'd rather look back and regret a decision that I made that was a product of something I was passionate about than, look back and see how inauthentic I was being, living a life that that I wasn't connected to just because someone else said that I should live that way. It's like you got to bite the bullet. Either, like, what pain would you rather experience? So to see her not living her dream, and Troy didn't live his dream of being a baseball player, and then he had that resentment towards his son who actually had skill in football. A lot of parents are like that today, and it's so limiting. It's so limiting. People are afraid of change, and when you start changing and the people around you see you start changing, they start to notice that they have that same potential that you do since they're in the same environment, and they start to resent you for that because they're like, oh, he's changing and I'm not. It exposes the things that they're not willing to do to achieve the success that you're achieving. But you can't be afraid of that. You can't let that hold you back. And some people that really inspire me when it comes to authenticity today, and also in the past decade or two, Eartha Kitt, I love seeing her, hearing her, looking at interviews. She did everything. I think she was single for a large part of her life. She had her little flings here and there, but she was always such a powerful woman and believed in what she said and was, a princess, a queen. I look to her, and I also look to Grace Jones, who also bended gender norms and sexuality, but also her look was so distinct in the way that she communicated with people. And one thing that stands out to me that comes to mind is an interview that she had with a man. He was being some kind of disrespectful, and she was like, "Don't say that." And she kind of like hit him. She just started hitting him during the interview. And yeah, it's like, forget that we have cameras on us and lights and all that. Like, don't talk to me that way. I love that. I'm also working on speaking up for myself and healing my throat chakra. So when I see women living in their authentic truth in that way, it just inspires me so much. Also, FKA Twigs. I just love her image. I love her deep thought. I love her themes. Her most recent project, Eusexua, has been so eye-opening for me. Both the lyrics and just her concept, she's really done a great job of creating a world around her album. And I love when albums create worlds and eras for us. I think Tyler the Creator has done a great job of creating worlds for us year after year after year, album after album after album, because it's like a new vibe every time, right? Like, didn't he just do whatever he was doing with the blonde wigs and the pink outfits? Now we're doing something else. Isn't it Chroma? Yeah, but just living your truth. Oh my gosh. Staying somewhere where you're uninspired and like you don't see any evidence of your dream manifesting. It's okay to pivot, and you're going to know because your intuition is going to tell you. The body knows. And it's not worth it to physically create a reality that you don't want to live in, because it is a result of the choices that you've made. It, meaning your life, is a result of the choices that you've made that led up to this point, to where you're at today. So, choose you and choose the life that you want to live, and make sure that there's something representative of that within each day. And I can only speak from experience. I love listening to podcasts. I think that's an easy way to kind of get your mind thinking about the goals that you have in mind. Have your immediate goals like health and wellness. I have a vision board, and I put up some food that I really enjoy and some meals because I wanted to start cooking. And the longer that I looked at it, the more I was like, I can actually make that. I never cooked before, but I bought a cookbook and I'm stuck on this recipe with like chicken and quinoa and corn and beans and probably something else in there, but it is so good. And then I took a picture of it and I looked at it. I was like, hey, this kind of looks like a picture that I have on my vision board. Okay, look at me manifesting. No, it's so cool to like have things representative. I think you should make a vision board. I think that's what I'm saying. Make a little vision board, put some pictures together. This is what my life looks like. This is the type of energy I want to be on in 2025. Make as many vision boards as you need. And yeah, so make sure you make what you want to happen in your life happen. Don't be like Troy and Fences. Oh gosh, it is so heartbreaking just to see how his dreams were kind of limited by the society that he lived in. Like, come on, 1 or 2 generations out of slavery. His father was a sharecropper. Like, that's passing down of generational trauma. I think the most interesting era of our time was like 1950s, 1960s, civil rights era. That's very interesting to me to look into. MLK days. Yeah, and how we're only 1 or 2 generations from that. And the people that, came before us still have those imprints of the way society was during that time. I think that's so interesting. And it's up to us to heal those wounds so that we don't pass on those wounds that our parents carry onto our children and onto the new generation period if we don't have kids, just the people around us. It's up to us to heal. But yeah, I hope this was inspiring. I hope you take what is already within you and manifest it in your life. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And what are some of your dreams and things you want to accomplish in 2025? And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to watch the other videos that I have on this channel. Thank you for subscribing to Little Old Me. We have 3 subscribers. That's huge. Right now, that's huge. Whenever I start a new social media, anything, I love to see like that first subscriber because it's always like, it's me and you know? But yeah, make sure to support Little Old Me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.